I've tested like different things. I don't think I'll ever stop the process of like trying to refine our onboarding process. So the first thing is when somebody joins or somebody comes into the gym for the first time, I have now a Lift the Bar gym members feedback group. And in that feedback group, I ask for people to raise their hands if they wouldn't mind being like an onboarding angel. They're referred to as an LTB angel. And when we get clients, like new members book in for their first session, we'll make sure one of the LTB angels is there to be a client friend. So Tim, great to have you with us tonight. I just want to introduce you to the guys. We're working in a group of 4 tonight, as you know. Introduce you to the guys. Here's the 3 other people you're working with. And like between me and one of the other members, they'll be like, right, I'm going to buddy up with Tim, the new guy. I'm going to make sure he realizes that we fucking love him. We want him to stay here and that his goals matter, because it's not lost on us how nervous Tim might have been crossing the threshold through that front door. I remember what it feels like when I was first coming into Lift the Bar gym, and I'm going to make sure he feels valued and make sure he feels okay. So that's a very human thing. Then from a systems and operations perspective, when somebody's on our booking system, which is now with obviously with you guys, we've got an automation that takes place whereby each day they'll receive an email that's pertinent to where they are. So if we know on day 1, hey, we just want to check in with you. Have you got your access to like book your sessions? By now, you should have had an email from Johnny about booking in your nutrition review. If you've not had that, just let me know, and just make sure over the first 7 days there are emails that checks very clearly that everything we promised in our adverts, everything we promised in our consult, they've had the opportunity to tell us, had that, not had that, had that. And then, very importantly, after the first week, 7-day review, how have you found your first week inside our business? Is there anything else we can do to support? And at that point, what we get back is like, I need more support nutrition-wise. We can put them through like 100-day email nutrition course that we've got created. If it's about training stuff, we can say, okay, we've got an extra technique session happening this Saturday morning on squats. So we'd love for you to come to that. So it gives them a genuine pathway and an opt-in to additional help and services that might be pertinent to their specific goal. And at the end of the 30-day trial, they get the option to stay with us as a paying member on an ongoing basis, or they get the option to leave. Our conversion rate is like well into the late 90s%, so people that stay on to memberships. And as a result of that, at the end of the 30 days, we start the process again. So going back through, they come to the gym for the first time. They're greeted by somebody that's walked that path before and makes them feel welcomed and valued. 7-day email automation kicks in and makes sure and checks that everything that we've promised is being delivered. And at the end of the 7 days, there's a 7-day review to make sure that they know that there's additional support and services to support their goals if they need it. They get to choose their pathway from there. At the end of the 30 days, we review how they've done. And at the end of the 30 days, they get to choose whether or not they stay with us. And if they stay, we just start goal setting again and rinse and repeat the process.
Well, you don't want to scare customers. So I've always found a really good way to get the customers in and to give them a go is to be quite specific about what we're doing. So we split ours into beginners, progression, mixed ability, and then advanced. And so then they know that if they've never done a class before, they can go into the beginners class. We also ban our regular students. So the ones that are advanced, we ban them from the beginners class. So they can't, so it really is beginners. It's not some beginners and then some crazy people doing mad stuff in the corner, because that happens a lot as well. So we have 2 classes that are specifically for beginners, and that's what we promote. And we say, we're quite clever actually, because we have a really nice instructor that's super sweet, super nice, like she's always really smiley. So the people come in and they see the advert, say on Facebook or social, and it's always got this really happy, pretty, smiley person on it, and they think, oh yeah, this is great. And then they go in and they go to the class and they've got Mia, and it's a really nice, easy class. And then after 6 weeks, they get put into another class, and then then they get me. So it doesn't always have to look so fierce. It can look quite soft, and it has to look inviting. As long as they walk in and you're like, hey, how are you doing? Oh, I've not seen you before. And actually recognizing them and, giving them, knowing that you've seen them. And then really, yeah, again, it doesn't matter whether they're new or old. It really is just having a good attitude and a good way of teaching. So everyone feels like they're involved. Everyone feels like they've they've done something. So even if a newbie has come in and they cannot do anything, regressions, give them regressions, whether it's from a fireman spin to a body wave, as long as they walk out that class feeling like they've achieved something, then you've done your job. As far as that's my concept of what we do anyway.
I'd always offer an initial trial. So that trial might be a 7-day free trial. It might be a 21-day trial. It might be a 4-week trial. It might be a 6-week trial, whatever it is. The aim there is to deliver such an amazing experience during that trial that they want to then stay on. So for us, we do 6-week programs. So we want to make sure that first of all, the first impressions are really positive and they're really good. So if you can imagine someone buys, they make a purchase online. We don't want any buyer's remorse. We've got the initial onboarding process. So it's a case of, right, let's get them into a WhatsApp group. Let's start building that community with them straight away in a WhatsApp group, welcome them in the WhatsApp group. That way they've at their fingertips, if they've got any uncertainty, any questions, if they start looking at the nutritional portal that we've sent them, all of that kind of thing, they can get their questions answered super quickly. It's when that's not in place and they're just drifting a little bit, that's when they can get a little bit of buyer's remorse, because they're like, I've made this purchase, I've bought it, I've paid my money. What the hell's going on? I'm a bit nervous now about my first session. I've not heard from them. So that communication during that onboarding process from payment to that first session is crucial.